Hey, hello. How are you, Liam? Good
I'm
afternoon.
good. How are you? Good afternoon. Is it
Hi.
afternoon already?
It
A
is.
very
It's
late
1:30.
morning, as always.
Mhm. It's not morning, so yeah. But I'm
No,
so
it's
happy.
not morning anymore. It's 1:30, so
Yeah.
not morning. No.
I'm here having my bucket of coffee. I don't say a cup of
A
coffee, I say a
bucket
bucket
of coffee.
because
Yes.
it's way too much. But
Yes.
yeah.
That's a very native thing to say. And we're talking about things that natives don't say. So we say a bucket
Yeah.
of coffee when you have a ridiculously large coffee.
How much? What do you say?
We say when you have a ridiculously large coffee, we say it's a bucket of coffee.
A bucket. Oh, I was just
Yeah,
joking. That's
no, that's
that's
something we actually say, like a bucket of coffee.
I'm like
So yeah,
yeah, I was just
kind of
joking,
funny.
playing with words, but yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
I like to do a lot of the same thing where I'll use a creative word, like I'll be like, "Oh, my chalice of wine" or something,
Yes,
right? Like,
instead of my God.
chalice is a word from like 200 years ago or
God.
something,
Yeah. You
right?
know, I when I was like learning English, I realized that I could make up words and people would still understand me. Like I learned some suffixes, for example, like er, like player, teacher, golfer, whatever. And then
Yes,
there's no word for something, and I would just say the er at the end, and people would understand me. And that started making my English sound more natural, even when I was making up words, because I was
yeah.
like, oh, I don't know. Let me just think of I don't know. Oh, he's always on his phone. He's such a phoner, or like
Yeah,
there's
but
no
it
word.
works. It
But
works
people were like,
somehow.
yeah, I get it. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
no, like I did something similar the other day, except that I ended up actually being an actual word, right? I said I was going to microwave something, and I didn't know if microwave was a verb, so I'm like, I'm gonna microondizar, right? It turns out it's an actual word.
is it?
Apparently,
Well,
that's what
me,
my
what is that? I didn't know.
microondizar to microwave something.
Okay. That's a fun thing in English. Everything can become almost everything can become a verb. Like to water,
Yeah,
to microwave, to drive, and you drive. It's like the same words that can be nouns can be verbs.
yeah, like a lot of things. Like if I call someone, I can say I can phone them, right?
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
using my phone, right?
Store, like I'm storing stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, it's
Except
interesting.
storing isn't lojando, but you know,
It is not, but it's the same. It's like it's a word that exists and it becomes a verb.
yeah,
So
because
that's a
like
topic for another video, though.
yeah, things that create different things is quite funny. But like
But
one of the things that I think about, like something that natives never say, like if it's something I've heard a mistake that is often made, is
mm,
the literal translation of de para outro.
oh, do you like
Right?
from one to the other?
Yes. But like we don't use that in that same way, right? So I remember always my grandfather when I would visit him, he's still
Mm,
alive. He lives in Canada. And he would say
okay.
from one to another. And I'd be like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
It was always confusing. And then I learned the phrase de para outro in
But how
Portuguese.
would you say it?
And I'm like, oh, it means each other,
Each other. Yeah. Yes. But there
right?
is this saying one another,
One
right?
another, yes.
One another. Yeah.
But
But
like
not.
it's even one another is still very formal. This is not something
Mhm.
that like we use in everyday conversation,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
It's
And
true.
from one to another is like a whole nother level of
Literal
like
translation.
literal translation.
Yes. And but also I feel that of course there are those translations that are literal, but also there are things that Brazilians especially learn, like we should do this in English, but then native speakers never say that.
Yeah,
Like,
like
I mean, like we do, like not we, but native speakers do say I'm fine, but it's not as like how are you? Oh, I'm fine. Yes, we do say that, like native speakers do say that, but
yeah,
it's not like the number one thing. It's more, I have heard many more times like good, I'm good, it's
yeah.
okay,
Good is much more
all
common.
right.
Yeah, because
And it's
like
like
for us, if you say fine, you're not actually fine,
exactly like, oh,
right?
what happened?
Like I'm fine. Like it's like saying eu estou sobrevivendo.
Yeah, I'm
Like
okay,
I'm
hanging in
fine.
there.
Like there's no problem, but like you're not good. Fine is less than good.
Yeah. I
right?
always tell the students, like, if you don't want to talk to them, you just want to be polite, just say you're good.
Yeah.
Because if you say you're fine, they will probably ask you more questions.
No, there's always this joke of like, and I think this comes back to the cultural thing where people aren't as warm. You're kind of taught, like even like in school, that like if you don't know the person well, you just say good. Doesn't matter. You know,
Mhm.
you could have had your parrot could have died. You're still good.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's no if you don't want to expand. How are you? Good.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Right.
So that was something else that I was thinking. I mean, the it's not wrong, but it's the very correct English.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, it is said, but it's not all the time. Or like,
Yes.
I'm fine, and you? No,
I'm fine. You.
and you. It's
Yeah.
like,
Usually it's just good.
good,
You.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's things that I think it's important for people to learn, but also
Hmm.
to know when to use them,
Yeah.
like a balance thing. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it'd be quite
Do you have
interesting.
more sentences there?
Yeah, I have a few things, like some things that are a little bit of literal translations from Portuguese that sometimes cause some errors. So there's
What's
a
that?
few things, I called for him yesterday, so eu liguei para ele ontem,
Oh, a
right?
lot of
There's a
foreign
lot,
too that are
it's a
unnecessary.
lot, it's, you're adding extra words, right? And there's a lot of these cases, right?
Yeah, I
Right? So
called
like, I
for.
called for him yesterday becomes I called him yesterday,
Yeah.
right? And
What?
then other
Yeah,
examples, and then the use of the word money instead of cash,
true. Yeah,
right? Because cash in English is physical money,
yeah.
which the only
Like
cash I have
bills.
right now is these coins that for some reason
Yeah,
are sitting around. Right, with Pix, there's no need for cash, right?
right. But I see like in the same context as call, I see a lot of send, and then send for. Can you send an
Oh,
email for me? And the mistakes
yeah,
with
a
for
lot of fours.
a
Yes,
lot.
4 and 2 is common.
I sent for him. No, I called for him, and
And you
also
a lot of unnecessarily adding the four.
yes, because in Portuguese you have to like. I've had some very beginners students that came to me and said, "Oh, I like of." I
Yeah.
like of that, or I have that. Eu tenho que instead of I have to. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I feel like when you break out of the literal translation and you start understanding the way the language works and when not to include certain words is when
Mhm.
you go from beginner more towards intermediate. Because
Yeah,
like yeah, it's fine, if you're adding extra words and things, but you're being understood, that's fine, right? That's beginner. You're doing good, but to get to that level where you can start saying, I'm fluent, proficient, then you need to know when to remove these words and try and be more correct.
exactly. Yeah,
Right?
because there is a possibility for using the for in many scenarios, but they don't mean direction. They don't mean choose somebody.
Yeah.
Can be confused.
I think these are a lot of things that I explain in a lot of my classes. It's like I'll let the student finish, and then I'll be like, okay, you added an extra word. Where do you think it is? You added a four. In this
Yeah,
case, we don't need to use it because of yada yada yada. There's an explanation, right?
and I love this. I love this. Yada yada yada. Oh, that
Yada
is so
yada yada.
because in
It's like
Portuguese it's a
etc.
lot.
etc. etc.
Exactly, but in Portuguese like la 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 and blah 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 blah.
La 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 la.
Yeah, or
Okay.
blah 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 blah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yada yada yada. It's just
Yeah.
so fun
Yada
because
yada yada. So on and so forth.
yes, so on and
Right.
so forth. These are things I gotta write this down, because these are things that people need to know about it. Like it's and they need to if they don't leave the country, if they don't travel, don't
Mhm.
have contact with foreigners, they won't see it. And I always tell, I don't know if you agree with me, but I always say people watch interviews, like watch real conversations, listen to podcasts instead of just movies and TV shows where they have like a script and they have to follow what they say and they have to memorize.
Mhm.
Because like in interviews and podcasts, people are thinking and they
Yes, it's much more natural to listen.
much more.
right?
Yes.
I like to try to kind of not exactly assign, but recommend something like this, like to
Yeah.
listen to a podcast as an actual listening activity because it's just a very it's much more natural to listen
It
to like a
is.
real conversation as opposed to a script or um okay as
Oh,
opposed
and
to a
say,
script or something fixed. Yes, we
yeah.
have
Just want to say
someone
hi
saying
to Anna.
hello. Hello,
Yeah.
Anna.
Hello, Anna. She's a student. She's participating. Oh, you know that I'm doing the 30-day challenge with the students.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
and I gotta say, and I gotta tell Anna, she's here, she's participating. I had the whole challenge done. Like I had all the PDF and
All
all
planned out. Yeah.
everything planned out, and I changed it because it's so cool that the levels of the students participating is not beginner, so like there's maybe like one or two that struggle a little bit more, but the others are like good, and I'm like I have to up, like make it harder and make it a better challenge.
Yeah.
You're on day 7 and they're like doing great things, and I'm like, okay, what is going to happen on the 25,
Yeah.
so
I think it's interesting how there's a certain challenge it pushes them to it's every day, right?
yes, yes.
Every day. So that's a very important part of language learning. You
No, it
have to
is.
use it every day. You have to do something every day.
And
Like for
it's like
example,
exercises, learning something new, having exercise and a challenge, like
mhm,
something that they have to do, create themselves. And I
yeah.
think it's fun.
Like I have a friend of mine. Yes.
Louise is asking if you were.
Louise, I am Canadian. So I was born and raised in Canada. I have Brazilian background and dual citizenship actually, but I now live in Sao Paulo because I much prefer it here. So
Yes. Your
um,
window somehow is very Brazilian.
my what?
Your window.
My window? Yes,
Yes.
it's pretty obvious, right?
You
I
are
mean,
Brazilian.
there's nothing Canadian about that window.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
but
okay. So Anna's saying the challenge is being really challenging. Oh, and when she said challenging, I just thought of something else that a lot of people mix up, like disappointing and disappointed, interesting, interested, challenge,
yes,
challenging.
they're
Um,
they're a little bit. It's a bit subtle depending on the exact verb, right? Like
yeah.
interesting, interested, interessado, interessante, right?
Interessante. Yeah. So it's like a thing, a person can be interesting, but usually a thing is not interested. So it's like the thing is always interesting, and a person can be either interesting or interested. So like the
Yeah.
whole context can change.
Yes, and Anna did use it correctly here.
Yeah,
Okay,
she did.
it is
No,
correct. The challenge is well, not being very really challenging, but it should just be is really challenging.
yes, yes.
Right? The being is unnecessary,
This is
but
a
that's the whole thing
Brazilian.
that I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
I
she's
understand
saying,
what she's trying to express completely,
yeah,
but there's an extra word,
yes.
right? And when you can start to shed those extra words is when you come to a whole new level of speaking and understanding.
So the
Because
challenge is
there's one thing where you can be understood and understand, and then there's another where you know when certain words are unnecessary.
Louise is asking like passive voice. Not really like passive voice, but it's just it is. It's not is happening. It's just it is. Like the challenge is at this moment. It is. We have this thing in Portuguese. We say a lot like eu estou gostando or eu estou
Hmm.
querendo. And in
Hmm.
English, it's like I want, I like. It is or it is not. It's not tá sendo, não tá sendo. It's just I don't know.
Yes,
It's weird too romantic in that sense. English is like it is or it is not.
yes, it is or it isn't. There's no current. There like this whole being thing isn't as common as it might be in Portuguese,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's fun. But
It's
it's
not that it's not understood. I understand what she wants to say, but being is unnecessary.
you
And
could she could have said it has been, right?
has
This
been would be
has
correct.
been.
Yes.
Yes. Because
Yes.
it's something that is continuous. I think it's better in the sense of our
Because it
society.
started in the past and it's continuing until now, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
It's progressing.
That's
It's still ongoing. Yeah.
yes. It's
I like this.
yes. Yes. We have a
This is
few
good.
people
But yeah,
talking to us today.
but this is great because it's a perfect example of like what we say in Portuguese and when you try to put it in English.
Hmm.
It works, but it's not natural. It's like a native speaker wouldn't say that way. That's
Right.
exactly the point of
Exactly. Yes.
Thank you, Anna.
Yes. A perfect example. But
Yes.
like yes, it's there's a difference between being understood and being being understood, being able to communicate and get by and having no issues, and being actually like 100% like fluent, and those are two very different things. So like
Mhm.
for example, one of my friends, he lives here in the house. He's from the Ukraine. He came here as a refugee, and he has been learning Portuguese for I don't know, a while. You know, he kind of got lazy on it for a while, but now he's come back. He's watching a video online every day to try and learn Portuguese.
Okay.
And it was only once he started doing something every day that I actually saw him actually being able to communicate. Right? I mean, his conjugation is still terrible, but he can go out and do things he needs to do. He can order food, do he's got the A1, A2 level because he's
Mhm.
actually doing it every day. Well,
Nice.
whereas before he was here for almost a year and spoke almost nothing because he never actually put the effort forward. So it's not as simple as just being somewhere. You have to actually force yourself to learn it. It's not just show up and you'll absorb.
Exactly. It's not. I read somewhere about input and output.
Yeah.
And it's like people usually study and they collect and gather a lot of input. Like, they
Yes.
have information and they absorb everything, but it doesn't
Right.
come out.
Right. Exactly.
There's no practice, there's no output. Like, okay, so all this information that I have, what do I do with it? I have to
Yeah.
use.
Like he would always be telling me, "Oh, I understand a lot of what they say." Like when they say, "Oh, we're out of this," "Oh, we're," you know,
Yeah.
because
Like,
that
oh,
that
there was. Oh, tell me.
that's another thing that doesn't translate from Portuguese to English.
Which one?
We're out of, for example, I go to the bakery and they say we are out of donuts.
What are you just
Right?
saying?
No, but that's not the way they say it. They would
Acabou?
say "tem mais acabou,"
Ah,
right?
yes, yes.
Which makes no sense when you translate it to English.
Yes,
We
it's
have
like
it, but it's
we carry,
finished.
we carry it, but we don't have
I
it right.
know.
That's what they do. But yeah,
No, the way to say it in English is "we're all out."
yeah, we're
We're
like
all out, right?
we're all like yeah.
But
And
like
right
this thing
now,
of we have it, but it finished.
that's so
Tem mais
weird.
acabou. It makes no sense,
That's so true. Tem,
right?
mas não tem. True, but
Right. That's what we see.
I
Yeah.
saw a video. It was quite popular and quite viral of a girl at the beach, and she was Brazilian. And then some guy came talking to her in English. It wasn't like an interview, and he's like, "Do you speak English?" She's like, "I understand, but I can't speak." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And yeah,
The
and
typical, yeah.
and then the guy was asking her like very like just questions, but he was not speaking an easy English. It was normal, natural, and she understood everything, but she was answering in Portuguese. I was like, if you were my student, I would be like, no, 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 no.
Yeah,
But I
no.
did
No,
comment.
when a student responds in Portuguese, I then, at the very minimum, I give them the translation and then get them to repeat it at the
Yeah,
very minimum.
yeah.
But usually, I'll like give them a starting word and then try to get them to build the sentence in Portuguese.
Because if
Right?
they
I mean,
understand,
in English, I
they
mean,
know
yeah,
the vocabulary.
yeah. They
But
just
if they
there's a
never try to
certain
speak, they'll never
there's
learn
a
it.
certain level of you have to push yourself to try it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Now, for me, that push may have been several beers, but
Yeah, but
It's
it
different
happens.
for everyone, right?
It is. I mean, I'm not saying like the person that understands everything, she will start talking like in a month. Just no, it's a process. But you have
No,
to start trying. You have to
yeah,
talk.
because if
Yeah.
you don't try and actually push yourself to speak and do these kinds of things and put yourself in uncomfortable situations where you have to speak, you won't. It won't happen.
Yes.
You'll never learn it if you don't force yourself to use it, right?
And that is I don't know where I saw it too, that like you don't learn swimming by watching a video or like
Yeah, you can learn a little bit of technique and have an idea.
exactly like you know what to do, but you only learn it once you get in the water.
Yeah, until someone throws you in the pool.
So I was like, it's not just watching the teacher do it. You have to do it too, So
Yeah.
same with English. And also another video, but that's from a big English teacher. It's like you want to swim in the sea. So let's say people want to speak English overseas with natives, but
Hmm.
you're just practicing in the pool.
Yes.
Right? And it was such a good example. I was like, yeah. And then when you go to the sea, you're like, oh my God, this is so different. There are waves, there's a current, it's colder, it's
There's
deeper,
slang. There's this.
there's a
There's
fish, like so many things. And
yeah.
we're like, yeah,
I mean, not that the pool doesn't help prepare you. It does help, but it's
exactly.
not the same,
Yes. So it's
right?
definitely not.
Right.
Yes.
It's very
Do, do you have more examples there?
yes. I have a few things. Okay, so there's the literal translation of mark, right? So let's mark
Okay.
a meeting. We don't mark it.
Mark a
Right?
meeting. Oh no. Yes.
We schedule maybe. We
Are you
set
set?
up,
Set up. Yeah.
set a meeting,
Yeah.
right?
Schedule. Oh, there is this thing that is always bothering a lot of people to say consulta, and it's a schedule.
Consulta like at a doctor.
Yes, like eu tenho uma consulta. I have a consult. Yeah, but no, eu quero agendar uma consulta.
Yes, but in English we don't
No.
say consult. You don't have a doctor
Yes,
consult.
exactly.
You have an appointment.
Okay, so you want to schedule an appointment, which is
Yeah,
weird because an appointment don't need to be just at a doctor. An appointment, é um
yeah.
compromisso,
I know,
right?
but we do it. Well, the appointment is just agendamento. So you call them and you say, eu quero agendar um agendamento. In Portuguese, it sounds very strange,
Um
right?
horário. I would say agendar um horário.
Um,
Agendar um
yeah, kind of.
agendamento.
I mean, no, like if I were to call a doctor here, I'd be like, uma consulta, right? Because that's the way
É,
it's
cara,
said.
I would
Agendar
say
consulta.
agendar um horário.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
it's agendar um agendamento is like redundant, like
No, but
yeah.
like that's the way we say it in English. I want to schedule an appointment. Like
That's
if I call a doctor in Canada,
well,
you
but
know,
that's agendar um compromisso, isn't that? Like if I'm translating, because appointment is not only agendamento, is it?
it is.
Only.
Yeah, it's agendamento. It's like a scheduled time for some kind of service. So I
Yeah.
can have an appointment at my mechanic. I can have an appointment at my doctor. I can have an appointment
Right.
at
Oh, it's okay.
anything, right?
Agendamento.
Any
Yes.
scheduled time for like a
That's the
service.
first time I translate appointment to agendamento, and I'm like, that's so weird. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's what it is.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I
like
schedule.
you schedule an appointment, but if you
But
translate,
I don't think it sounds so weird because it's two different verbs and two different words, like schedule and appointment.
yes, in English it sounds normal. When you translate it into Portuguese, agendamento, it sounds kind of
Hmm.
um,
Oh, look at
topic
that.
of active skills and passive skills.
Would you
Ah,
please talk about the topic of active skills and passive skills in English? Nice.
okay.
I'm gonna put that into one of the challenges, Anna.
Yes. So active skills and passive skills. I'm
That's
not
very.
exactly 100% sure what she means by that,
I think it's
but
passive voice, active,
yes,
like that. Mhm. And
yes. Mhm.
I do that. That is done by me. I do that
Oh,
a lot.
yes, of course.
I do
Okay.
that a lot with students, but usually advanced students. And I
Yeah.
actually had one today, and she was in the morning today, and she was having a hard time, and she's like, she speaks English, she's really good. And we were just having talking about this passive voices, and like transform the active voices into passive.
Yes,
and,
I have those activities as well.
and
Like
she's
I'll have
like, oh
like
my
10
god.
sentences and I'm like move them back and forth, right?
Yes, because you have to change the verbs, the conjugation goes are
And the
different.
whole sentence changes. It's not sometimes you have to change a lot. It changes a
Mhm.
lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And it can be a bit challenging. So
And
like
I think that in Portuguese we use much more active than English. I think in
yes.
English uses a lot of passive.
Yeah, like
I
it
don't know.
depends who you're talking to as well, because a lot of people, if they're, a little more informal, a little more, because the more informal you get, the closer you get to active, I think.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The
But
more
I think
active,
Portuguese are very informal in
yeah,
comparison.
yeah. Like if I go to like a business meeting, for example, and I'm discussing, this month's projections or whatever people talk about in business meetings. Never been to one. But right, you start talking. Yeah, I don't know what people talk about in business meetings. I don't do that kind of business. Um, but
But
they can say, oh, this month's projections are looking. It's much more passive because you're
yes.
talking about something more formal, and you're talking about an object
Yes.
as the principal, because the object will be, oh, this month's profits, right,
That's what
or
matters. It's not who
revenue.
did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not about who, it's about
What?
what. And
Yay.
that's when we use passive, when it's what, not who. Right? So in a business setting, I'd imagine, right, I'm just thinking possibly, right?
Yeah.
I've never been in an office, so I don't do office. This is my office.
Don't do office. I don't do office. No, but it was great chatting. I want to say some ideas. If you guys that are watching live or afterwards have any ideas and want to put in the comments, please do share with us what you want to see us talking about. Uh,
Yes.
we want to bring more content, more topics,
Yeah.
and yeah. And then every Tuesday we're gonna be here.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
of course.
All right.
So, yeah, just to conclude, yeah, so for more business, when the object is the focus, it's going to be passive. When I'm talking with me and my friends and hanging out
Informally.
and whatever, more informally, almost always going to be active. So, depending on what your focus is in the English language, so if you're looking for more business and work, maybe you want to work for a company in the exterior and have that loop, that dream, earning dollars or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Maybe passive should be a bigger focus. Whereas
Yes.
if it's more for travel and other things, maybe a focus on passive isn't as necessary, right?
Yeah.
But definitely something always good to add extra knowledge, but the focus should always change depending on your goals, right?
Very good. Exactly.
Anyways, I
Yeah.
will see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. See you on
Yes.
Tuesday, and we'll bring new topics and new discussions, and it'll be great.
Yes, yes. And I will be working on my little projects,
Yes.
which I'll
Yes.
talk about in,
Let us know next week more about it.
yes, we'll do my
Let's see
little
what they
projects.
think.
I'm gonna put
Bring,
together a couple little things.
yeah,
Um,
you should ask people what they think about your project.
yeah, I've asked a few people, but it's a small group so far. But I think it'll be quite interesting.
Yes.
Something a
Yeah.
little more fun than typical conversational English. Something
Yes. Let's say it that way. Let's put
a
it that
little more
way.
fun, a little more eccentric, a little more in line with my eccentricity.
With myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
looking
Anyways,
forward,
I will see you next week.
looking forward to next Tuesday. See you, Liam. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
bye.
Bye.